Alright, I think I'm ready to get started. Oh, that was interesting, wasn't it? Judging by OBS, you saw the background before you saw VS Code. Well, that's cool. Hey, look, you saw that I added a background to my OBS setup. Whoop-de-doo. Yeah, I think, hold on. Can I, like, show and hide this? Yeah, look at that. Isn't that pretty? I love that. I wonder if this image is, like, copywritten or something like that. I don't know. I'm adding commentary to it, so I guess that makes it fair use. I have no idea. This is a NASA image of, I believe, the Andromeda galaxy. Could be wrong about that, but I think that's it. Yeah, it's just like a very high resolution space galaxy image, and I think it looks very cool. The version you're seeing is actually just like a fraction of its true power. It is a massive, massive image. So yeah, highly recommend if that's your aesthetic. I think it's pretty cool. So, welcome to the stream. Hello. Today, what are we doing? What are we doing? So yesterday was super fun. At least the second half of it was. The doing the arrow thing. Let me show you what I've got so far. Okay, open with live server. Make it happen. Alright, does it show up on stream? If you press this button, it does. Yes, okay. And now we're going to make it not. We're going to make it a window. There you go. Let me move around my chat window so I don't miss a message. I very rarely do get viewers here, but, you know, in case someone does show up. Yeah, the weirdest thing happened. I was, you know, browsing through my YouTube analytics, even though in hindsight it's probably not advisable for me to be doing that. I don't know, maybe it is advisable. I'm trying to get some views. And my last live stream said that it had like 4 comments. Or four chat messages, yeah. But like, I have chat open all the time. If I had missed a message, at least when I was ending streaming, I would have seen, you know, I would have like looked at the window and be like, oh, crap, I just totally ignored somebody who was trying to like talk to me. But that didn't happen. That didn't happen at all. There was literally no chat messages. So like, I don't know if it's one of those like, they were messages but they got blocked by YouTube or something like that. Because there was that one case where Max was trying to like send me a message in chat with like a link, and I just like literally didn't see the link at all. So maybe YouTube just like yeeted those messages entirely, but yet they were still recorded in analytics. Just, you know, just to make me self-conscious and paranoid. So yeah, I switched from top chat to live chat in one of my chat windows, just to like be doubly sure. Because I guess if somebody's spamming my channel, I'll just talk to the spam bot. That'll be my streaming career. I'll just get, you know, a big community of spam bots, and we can all watch me program together. The bots should love the programming, right? That's what they're all about, right? So here's this arrow animation, which was actually super cool to like derive in real time, like re-figure out how to draw it. I thought it was super cool to do that. Ooh, you know, we can also add another feature to this wobbling, which is we can wobble the thickness. Yeah, except it's gonna go from 0 to 1, right? I actually want it to go It's or negative 1 to 1, right? I actually want it to do. I don't know. This would be negative 4 to 4, I guess. And then +5 onto that. Okay, so that's obviously way too much thickness. There we go. Yeah, that's cool, right? And then it just like gets way too thick, and then and then it becomes like some alien spaceship, which is, I guess, cool in a way. Um, that's really not what I wanted it to be doing. Do I have map linear hanging around still? Of course I do. Okay. Let's try that one. It's much easier to use a map linear than trying to do it the other way. Oh, there you go. Yeah, super skinny arrow. Oh, interesting. You know what's crazy is it actually looks like it's getting longer, but it can't possibly be. I think it looks like it's getting longer because it gets bigger at the same time as it gets skinny. Yeah. That's interesting. That's pretty cool. That's great. I love it. Okay, so we know for sure with so much certainty that our arrow drawing algorithm is good. That's great. I'm glad. That's good news. Next, we're going to, I can close that. We're going to try to add rotation. So, okay, if I'm going to add rotation, one thing I sure as heck don't want is this thing moving around so much. Is that true? Maybe I'll leave it moving around for now. Oh, dude, yeah, I love how huh. I'll do it like this so I can just easily comment out this block. I was about to say, man, I love how easy it is to turn on and off the changing of stuff by just commenting out this block. That wasn't true until now. All right. Add rotation. So I have historically struggled a lot with with getting stuff to rotate properly. Let's see. So like the main thing we have to use here is we have ctx.rotate. Right? So it should be super easy, you'd think. I I have to assume this angle is... in radians? It must be. Okay, let's see what rotation does by default. Okay, that's a problem, right? Interesting. Okay, so I'm pretty sure what's happening here, and is as it's increasing, it goes clockwise. Is that right? Why is it rotating clockwise? That seems weird. But anyways, sort of the problem seems to be that it's rotating from 0, 0. So if I could rotate it from the center of the arrow, then maybe that would look how we want it to look. But we have to rotate it. So we have to move to the center of the arrow, rotate, and then move back, because all of this stuff, all of this math to determine where the points are, that's relative to 0, 0. So I can't like. I have to. I think that's the way to do it though. So I move to center, and then I move back. And the center of this thing is gonna be a function of top left and size. I think that's the center. Oh, what if that's not actually the center of my arrow? Holy crap. No, it must be, right? I'm pretty sure. I'm pretty sure it is. From top to bottom, left to right. Yeah, I think it is. I think that's right. Okay, let's see that. I can't help but notice that that is not what happened. What? My rotation speed is a little bit too fast. And my size is a little bit too big, I think. Huh. Yeah, no, that didn't... I thought I understood what we needed to do for rotation, but I guess I was wrong. Alright, time to Google. Time to Google this. I'll let you watch my spinning arrow while I Google this. Oh, 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 oh. Oh. It's not move to. Move to is like the path drawing thing. It's translate. Okay, what did that do for me? That is a different problem. I've successfully changed it to a different problem. Huh. Okay, more Googling to be done. Hmm. Say, I'm looking at how to draw a rotated image because that's approximately what I'm doing. It's like it's as if I'm drawing a square image. It's just like or a rectangular thing. So they do save, translate, translate to X and Y. And that's the center X and Y. So translate to the center X and Y, rotate by an angle, translate back. Oh, interesting. When they translate back, they do minus. Oh. I do translate 0, 0. Oh, hold on. Okay. I thought this was like resetting the translation. Maybe there's a way. There's probably a way to do that. HTML canvas reset translation. Reset transform? No, reset translation. Not transfer. Okay, it seems like it resets all the transformations, not just resetting the translations. Okay, so let's make a variable for the center. Okay, let's see if that does what I wanted to do. That's the ticket. That's the ticket right there. That's the ticket. We got it. We got it. Okay, let's turn on the fun nonsense. And see if it still works. There we go. There we go. That's really good. Okay, here's a thought though. So that's like mission successful, right? Here's a thought though. If I'm gonna be doing like physics stuff, then I might actually like to know the centers of these things. Hmm. Do I have to care though? Like if all the drawing logic is relative to top left x and y, that probably doesn't matter too much. Yeah, maybe that doesn't matter. Yeah, I was gonna like redo all this stuff to be relative to the center x and y, but like why? Why would I bother with that when I can just calculate the center so easily? Yeah, I don't actually think that's a problem. I don't think that's a problem. Okay, what happens next? Now I want to connect this to the waveform drawing logic, right? Okay. Hold on a second. My nose. Okay. So, yeah. There is a path here for sure. But yeah, let me see what I can do here. Can I modify... No, not draw path. Where is it? Ah, here we go. Yeah, okay. So here's the trick, right? This expects path and path distances, and we don't really... We get to calculate path distance each time, which might mess with the performance of it a bit. Probably not worry about it too much right now. Okay. I'm gonna go and delete all the path stuff. We don't want this, and we don't want path, and we don't want path distances, and we don't want path length. What's happening? Why is everything so mad at me all of a sudden? Oh, I put a question mark there. That's why. Yeah, I'm gonna comment out every place in the code that references that path stuff, and I also need to like reference it. On canvas click. Okay. So this doesn't do anything anymore. Aha! Okay. I basically need to copy a lot of this stuff. Does it tell me what's the data type on path? Okay. Yeah, this is useful. Oops. See, it's times like that I need the background. Very good. Okay, and basically we're gonna do this. Okay? And we're not gonna do all of this stuff. Not gonna do all this stuff. And we probably don't do these things either. Yeah, that's right. But, okay, but what we do is we're gonna add all these things to our path. So, nope, I did control space accidentally. We're gonna say path dot, no, dot push. What is path 2D? Do I need to be using that instead? I have no idea. Okay, and then we say let path start with an empty array, then add all of our points along the path in order to the path, And now this is designed to work given a path already. So that's perfect for us. Let path length equal 0. Let path distances. Oh no. So I have to do like let path distances equal an empty array. And then we're going to push 0. Right, because at the start of the path it's length 0. That seems correct. Okay. How do I get the final path length, though? Do I... Well, wait. Do I even use that in this function? I've got path distances. Ah, yeah. No, there's the total path length as well right there. Which is fine, because I believe I calculate it automatically. Like, I add together all the distances. So as a result, at the end of the day, it's been calculated. Ta-da. Ta-da. Okay. Audio samples. Audio samples. I don't have any audio samples for you. Okay. Huh. How do I... What do I know? What else do I need besides audio samples? Line color, line width? Okay. I don't think I need this. Well, huh. Do I leave those as parameters? Maybe I do for now. I don't know. Okay, I'm just gonna I'm gonna refactor this to be able to get all the parameters I need. So that I can successfully call draw waveform on path. Oh, and line color needs to be a string. Okay. Sure, that's fine. I will factor this out. That seems right. And now draw arrow is no longer... Hello? Oh gosh. What do I do with all these? You don't exist anymore. Maybe I just commented out. But I need to... Okay. I have to comment out everything that I broke. Okay, draw arrow doesn't go there anymore. Now it's gonna go here. Audio samples. Or what a sample window it's called in this context, which is a little bit silly. Line color. Line width. And we can leave everything else out. That's fantastic. And now let's, okay, we gotta go through and fix the places where I broke things. What? What's the problem here? Oh, to get style? Yeah, okay. That's fine. Here, draw a circle on last stop. Yeah, this is all when you draw the path manually with your mouse, and that's fine. We don't need that. Okay, I think I've repaired the issues. Now I can just call... I get to just call draw waveform on path. And in theory, the rotation gets to be preserved too, which is pretty dope. Okay, all right. Yeah, I think... Oh wait, is UI context broken? It is a little bit broken. That's fine. Just don't click the on draw path button. Does it compile without errors? Yes, it does. Okay. Now we need to play a song in order to actually test our new thing. So let's try that. Always have the console open, just cause. That's perfect. I mean, it's just fantastic. All this stuff should still work the same. Yeah, amplitude multiplier still works. That's delightful. Absolutely love it. Let's add in the other moving around stuff real quick. Just to really test it. It's perfect. It just works. Dude, it literally just works. No performance problems at all. I say that with the caveat that my PC is pretty beefy, so I don't know. No, I don't know how confident we should be that there's actually no performance problems. Actually, I might bring back the FPS counter. Let's see if we can do that. Oh man, I think I'm really tired today. I don't know what my deal is. I'm still like recovering from the fire detector incident yesterday. Okay. This should never get called. This should never get called. Okay, what am I doing? I forgot what I was doing. FPS counter, right. Where do I want to draw this guy? Bottom right? Okay. It's not drawing it. Or, well, it's not on screen. Let's do text baseline bottom, I guess. No? Okay, it is there. We found it. We uncovered the secrets. Hold on, I'm gonna sneeze. That was less of a sneeze and more just blowing my nose, but oh well. Okay, let's figure this out. Let's move it more to the left, and let's move it down. That did the opposite of what I was expecting it to. What the heck? What the heck just? Oh, hold on. Okay. That did the opposite of what I was expecting to because I confused. Oh, geez. Okay, look at this. I've got height, but this is the second argument, so it's actually the x. Okay, now if I move it to the left, it should actually move to the left. And then if I move it, okay, I want to move it down, so like, let's see if this does anything for me. I want to decrease. I want to decrease this. And this I want to increase. Doing it in terms of width minus is actually really weird. Okay, we're getting there. Text baseline bottom actually means we could do 0, right? Okay. Fantastic. I think that's perfect. Cool. Alright, FPS counter can stay down there. It's gonna hang out. I guess let's try running it again. And see if the FPS counter freaks out. Now it looks like FPS is still pretty happy. Which is good. We're gonna do some more heavy duty stuff soon. Maybe it's not that heavy duty. I mean, realistically what we're doing is not very impressive. It's just we're very limited by the context that we're using to do this stuff. We're using HTML canvas, you know, as opposed to like something fancier using WebAssembly, right? Like we're already paying for that convenience a lot with reduced performance, but yet we can still do some pretty cool stuff. Okay, so that's ta-da. Now here's my real challenge. Here's my real challenge. Okay, I keep automatically thinking of like the physics of everything, because that's where I'm headed eventually. But maybe I shouldn't think too far ahead. What I want, I guess, is I'm going to be turning this into slightly more object-orientedness. Yeah, because we want to store. We're gonna keep these these characteristics of these arrows around for a while. So we clearly need a way of tracking them. So we're gonna use a class of some description for that. So maybe I just come over here and I'm like arrow.ts, and I just take all of this stuff over there, right? I'm moving out. Index.ts, it was cool living with you for a while, but we're moving out, all right? Similarly, I'm taking draw waveform on path with me. And now everything needs to be this dotted. How are we going to get access to the drawing context? Maybe I just stick it here. Yeah, you can read from UI too. That's fine. That's allowable. And now I need to pass in CTX. Okay, everything's good to go. Everything's green here. Okay, except it's kind of not. So I guess we're gonna make a constructor, and it's gonna have a bunch of stuff in it. It's not gonna return anything. What is it gonna have? Well, basically everything we have here. Oh, do I want to be over here? No, I want to be over here. We're gonna have X and Y. And then basically we're gonna have public variables for all these things. Well, we're gonna say this dot this is equal to this, and then just like get rid of everything comes after it. Okay. And then finally we need to make these public variables. Doesn't matter if they're public or private, I think so far, but I don't know. I don't care about hiding data. Ta-da! We're so great at coding. Okay. Now we've got so we've got this basic setup. We can put them at different places, at different sizes, rotations, and opacities. That's totally cool. That's totally fine. And we I guess we can also do this nonsense to them simultaneously if we want. Size is not from there anymore. It's now here. Oh boy. Boop, boop, boop. This dot time, this dot time, this dot time. Okay. And, oh, okay, also, right, let's reverse engineer the top left X and Y from the center X and Y, right? Yeah. So we take the center X and we subtract half the size. This dot center Y minus this dot size over 2. Simple as that. And now over down, here, I don't need this anymore. Because I've already got center X and Y. Where did I use that? I used it here. Now we use this dot for those. Except, okay, why do I have, I have this slight problem here where I'm changing the top left X and Y just for the fun of being able to wiggle stuff around. I'm just going to stop wiggling stuff around because if I change the top left X and Y, I'd have to also change the center X and Y. I'm just not going to deal with that. But all these other things don't change things, I think. I think all this other stuff will still work just fine without going in the wrong direction in the code. Okay, and I can delete you guys. Great. Fantastic. Okay. Cool. Okay, so first, here's what I'm gonna do. Getting the fade effects to work with drawing multiple arrows efficiently probably just isn't going to happen. But that's fine, because that's not really my goal, I don't think. Yeah, I don't think I need to be all bent out of shape about that. Okay, we'll talk about drawing the arrows efficiently when we get there. Right now, all I did was I turned arrow into a class and gave it some parameters. So now the source of, you know, where the thing telling it to how to draw stuff is basically this constructor, and it gets saved in here, so it gets used over and over again. So now we need to start constructing some of our arrows and like store them in an array or something. Can I just delete all of this? I'm pretty sure I can. Yeah, this is path drawing stuff. We're not doing that anymore. We're not doing that anymore? Getting so sassy with my code. Okay. Yeah, so this is, yeah, we don't do that anymore. Directly calling draw arrow? Who do you think you are, dude? We're a class now? Let arrows equal, and let arrows be an arrow array. Array? An arrow array. Let's see. Let's do 5. Oh, come on. I need a random integer. Well, okay, some of these... Okay, they're all going to be the same, so let me just do it one at a time. I want to randomize this stuff. Opacity is a random number between 0 and 1, I believe. So that's good there. A rotation is... Okay, I'll just do it this way. Math.py times 2 times math.random. Rotation is a random number between 0 and 2 pi, so that should be good. Next is size. Ooh. Let's do a minimum size of 20. That seems pretty small. Plus math dot something times 100 times math dot random. So it's 20 to 120. And then center x and y. So that's going to be width and height. Okay, so ui dot width times math dot random. And then ui dot height times math dot random. Not dot math dot random, times math dot random. Okay, so I've effectively randomized all the parameters for my arrows. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 random arrows, and I just realized I didn't actually implement the opacity in the drawing thing at all. Global alpha. This is basically it. That's all you need. That is all you need. Alpha is all you need. Okay, almost done. Now I need to go through and call dot draw on all my arrows for let I equals 0. That's not right. I need more things. Why is it happy with this? Huh? What? How is this not an error? What? Rubs eyes? Huh? TypeScript should be like freaking out. I don't understand. Look, it's an arrow. Okay. What was it doing? What was it thinking? Okay, that was weird. That was weird. I was expecting it to have to be freaking out, and it did. It just took a while. Look, there it goes again. We gotta be really explicit, apparently, sometimes. Line color dot get style. Okay. Cool. Done? I think it's working. I think that'll work. It seemed like we did a lot, but in theory we didn't actually do hardly anything. But let's see. I could have made a couple small mistakes, I think. Maybe I made some big mistakes too, I don't know. Holy crap. Okay, wait a second. That's quite unexpected. Let me turn off the nonsense that we have here. Probably what's wrong is that this is causing permanent changes whenever I do this stuff. Well, when I do this in particular. Thickness is not a permanent thing, so it's fine. Rotation, no. Ah, I didn't implement rotation properly. There we go. Yeah, that's good. Okay, and it's changing the size dynamically. Yeah. So here's, yeah, this is 5 random arrows. That's perfect. Okay. Now, let's do some performance testing. Oh, performance testing is so fun. Okay. We're gonna leave the thickness static. Just make sure that that still works as expected. Kind of hard to tell with all the blur if it's pretty windy out here. Here we go. Oh, jeez. That path amplitude is a big deal. Jeez. Yeah, and there's like a low opacity one hanging out there as well. Let's make sure that actually I'm just gonna default everything to whole numbered opacity. Maybe not. Maybe I'll make it like which of these options is opacity? It's the last one. So rather than opacity being 0 to 1, let's do like 0.5 to 1. Because I'm worried that we could accidentally draw an arrow that's just like completely invisible, and that's not that's not useful. That's not useful to us. Okay, so that should do that. And actually, let's make this a function. We're gonna do arrows.push this guy. And let's make it like take up 50 lines and also look a little bit better by adding some line breaks. Perfect. Can we make a button for this test? Okay, so here's what we're gonna do. I haven't explained myself very well at all. What we're gonna do is we're gonna I know how to draw a bunch of arrows slightly more efficiently than the way I'm doing it right now. So right now I'm gonna test the difference between the two methods. So to do that I need to push this method to its limits. So we're gonna keep adding random arrows until we get a reduction in the FPS. And then we're going to do that same thing in this new method of drawing the arrows, and we're going to see how much of a performance gain we get. Yeah. Yeah, that's right. That makes sense. That sounds good. Um, I'm trying to think about the advanced method I'm going to use in a minute. It should be fine. It should be fine, I think. Might be a little bit weird. Weird. Might be a little bit weird, but I think it's fine. Okay. Where were we? I just went on a trip in my head where we want to have a button on screen where we can add arrows because that will be cool and fun and useful. So let's copy the example, whoops, of the options button, kind of. And I want to style my button so that I can put it at the bottom where I want it to be. Position absolute left top. And except it's not going to be left top 0, 0 like the options button was. Or the options menu, I guess, in this case. We're going to put it at the bottom-ish. So 800 and then I guess 30 pixels. To account for the fact that it's going to have a height, a non-zero height. And then left is going to be half of 800, which is 400. And then we want to move it to the left a little bit to account for its width. So 360, 350 maybe, assuming it has 100 width. And that calls exports.addArrow, and we've exported that function here. Oh, I called it the wrong thing. Add random arrow. Okay. And now that's all hooked up properly, I think. Yes, because here's where we draw the arrow. We call the dot draw on the arrow, which comes over here and does draw. And we've turned off the weird fanciness. And that we should be good to go. Okay, let's see. Let's see if we get our arrow or our button on screen. Okay, yeah, there's the button. Slightly off screen. I can fix that actually really easily with CSS, like without having to recompile. Let's do top 765. It's 1 pixel off, I think. There we go. I think that's perfect. Pretty well centered too, which is great. Okay. So if we add arrows right now, it's not going to show anything. But when we start playing a song, it will. Okay, it's drawing 0 arrows, which is fine. 2. Let's make the... We already know we have this problem. Fade effect off. There we go, that's pretty good. And we just keep doing this until we see the FPS counter die. Oh, it's already dying, kind of. Yeah, you can see it dips down to like 80 or 90 sometimes. '70s, I'm seeing some 70s. I'm also streaming while I'm doing this. Let's get some more. I can handle a lot. Well, it being my computer, I guess. It's definitely struggling. How many is that though? So, okay. Well, now we actually need a counter as well to make it like a proper... Should have thought of that, actually. How are we gonna manage that? I think we just do that in here via canvas. So we're gonna be like CTX fill text. And we're going to do arrows.length. Yeah, it goes string XY. Okay. And we're going to put it approximately where the button is. Well, maybe a little bit to the left. Let's see how that works for us. No, it's there. It is. There is a 0 on screen technically. All right, let's fix that. Basically, I want to do the same thing as draw FPS. And can I change the default settings on some stuff? Like by default, I want the fade effect to be off. And by default, I want, what do I usually change? Like the path options. I want to change the path options a bit. Path. Yeah, path amplitude multiplier. Let's do like 0.4 as the default value. Because these are pretty tiny arrows. And they won't look like arrows if they keep like exploding all the time. Oh, and then the line width thing, which is in shared options. Max line width should default to 2. Okay, I think that should be good. Yeah, there's the 0. Good. Okay, perfect. Now let's keep going until we get to where it was like 30 FPS flat all the time. That's about an average of 30 FPS. Kind of hard to tell because it changes every frame. So we can get 239 arrows drawn on screen at the same time. Which is pretty good. Like, not gonna lie, pretty good. But the fact that it does it at 30 FPS is pretty lame. Pretty lame. Okay, 239. Let's make note of that. Alright. Can we improve this? I claim we can. I claim... What should we be able to get to? I kind of forget. Like 10,000? Maybe? Maybe like 10,000? It's been a while since I've messed with this in particular. I feel like we should be able to do something of that magnitude, though. Let's see. If it's like, realistically, I don't need several thousand on screen at once. But I'm doing this thinking like, you know, someone might not have a very powerful PC, and I want them to be able to render this. And this, like, this is the meat of the calculations that will be going on. Is, you know, doing like 20 arithmetic operations and then drawing a colored path several hundred times. Yeah, actually, probably it's drawing this colored path. That's the bulk of it. Like, you could totally do, you could do this stuff a bunch, and computers are very good. It's just math. Like, this is floating point operations. This is the flops that you've heard so much about. So, it shouldn't be an issue. But drawing colored lines and stuff, I don't imagine is being done terribly efficiently. Which is fine, because I don't want to figure out a more efficient way of doing it. God, no. God, no. No, thank you. So, so what is the trick? What is the fancy thing that we're going to be doing? I believe it's called blitting, and I'm basically going to draw the standard arrow off screen and then copy it and paste it on screen in the various different sizes and rotations as needed, for like whatever this calls for. That's my plan, at least. That is my plan. So we need like a standard arrow, a like the platonic ideal, the platonic ideal of our arrow. That's what we want to start with as like the baseline for drawing, and then that's what we're going to be making copies of. We probably want to make sure that it's like not really tiny, because then like HTML Canvas is going to use methods of to like just copy the pixels. It's going to do like pixel copying methods when it's copying and pasting stuff, rather than doing this like vector math drawing stuff. So we want to start with some decent looking pixels. Is the thing. Huh, I wonder. I bet actually that the fade effect would basically work still. Yeah, the fade effect might actually still work, which would be cool. I wonder. So let's come over here and be like, um, what do we call this arrow? Do we call it the ideal arrow? um, Base arrow. It's going to be, where do we draw it at? We need to make some, like, when we're going to be copying this arrow, we want to make sure we copy all the pixels, including the like waveform part. So wait, I could go into the, where's the path drawing logic? It's 80 times amplitude multiplier. Okay. And we start at like 0.4, I think. But this is like we want this to be the sort of like a distance, like a margin around the basic square shape of our arrow. We're gonna allow this margin to be filled with the waves. And then make sure we copy the waves. Copy the waves. Let's do that. But besides that, it's no big deal. So I'm going to draw it at 0, 0. And we're going to make it pretty big. No rotation, full opacity. And however, I'm not actually going to draw it at 0, 0. I'm going to draw it at 0 plus amplitude allowance. 0 plus amplitude allowance. This part actually doesn't matter too much. It's just, I'm just trying to logic through the sequence of things we're going to be doing. So we're not drawing all the arrows, we're actually just drawing the first arrow. Base arrow dot draw. Let's just copy this. Okay. Only drawing the base arrow right now. There it is! That's not what I expected. Oh, the X and Y are the center. The X and Y are the center. X and Y are the center. See? Good thing I tested this, I guess. Is it cold in here? Anybody else feeling cold right now? Hold on a second. Okay. Yeah, I put on a sweater. Hopefully that'll help me warm up a little bit. My fingers are getting cold. Alright, hopefully this is drawing in the top left corner like I wanted it to now. Yeah, that's good. Okay. And does it look like the allowance that I'm allowing is reasonable? Kinda hard to tell, because it's like a sudden thing. Let's try a different file. This looks very cool, by the way. I'm happy with this. I guess that's okay. I wonder if it should actually be like half of what it currently is. Maybe not. I think it's pretty good. Yeah, I think that's pretty good. Okay. The next thing I want to do is I want to... I actually want to be drawing it on a hidden canvas. Okay. So we've done this before. We're not going to use... Okay. The width and height are effectively the width and height of our base arrow. Hold on. Whoops. Oh, I actually wanted to be down here. Shift tab. There we go. Okay. Which is size plus amplitude allowance. Base arrow size. So we're gonna come over here and we're gonna draw onto it. Base arrow dot. Oh, the genius foresight, but it was actually accidental. Check this out. We actually draw into a different context. Oh, and it just works. Oh my god, the crowd goes wild. I'm gonna do both. Gonna do both of those things. Okay. Now I kind of would like... There's like... hold on. There's like this drawing method, and then there like needs to be the other drawing method, which is like just copying an image, basically. Draw from base. Base arrow is going to be an HTML canvas element. We don't need audio samples, we don't need line color, we don't need line width. Yeah, so at the start of each frame, we use, you know, the audio samples and the line color, the line width and all that stuff to draw the base arrow. And then, because, you know, a frame is a long time in computer world, we're going to spend the rest of the frame drawing the arrows we actually want to draw onto using the base arrow as like the reference thing, the reference image, and we're just going to be like just doing some transformations and like, you know, rotating it around, moving it around, all that stuff. That's basically it. That's all we're going to be doing. Cool. And the base canvas doesn't have a background or any of that stuff right now. The base arrow canvas. Yeah. Okay. So I'm basically going to use the same the same trick I was doing here. Do I want to do clearing? No? No. I do want to clear this. Okay. Yeah, I definitely need to be clearing out my base canvas, right? Uh, yeah, base, because if we just keep drawing onto it, that won't be good. So base, no, arrow context dot clear rect 0 0, and maybe I make a variable for the width and height. Oh, well, I could just do that. I don't need, it's already got a variable for that. Fan freaking tastic. So what we're going to be doing is we're going to be calling arrow dot not arrow dot draw. We're going to be calling arrow dot draw from base arrow. That's it. That's the only argument. Because all the other parameters are already in the arrow object. And we kind of just do this stuff. Oh, we need a context. Okay. Now, so the fade effect is accomplished by copying the whole canvas and then pasting the whole canvas again with slight modifications done to it. That's not really what we're doing. We need to paste it into a specific spot. Yeah, we want to paste it into a specific spot on screen. And yeah, that's where we're going to start. And then afterwards, we're going to try to add in the other things that we can do. I mean, like, okay, global alpha, super simple, right? And maybe I can actually just copy all this stuff and it'll magically just work. I'm skeptical, but we'll see. It actually might, because this is very similar to just drawing in a rectangle, and that's what copying an image is. Okay. Base arrow, where do we draw it? We draw it at the top left X and top left Y. I think that's what, a little bit confused. Yeah, when you're drawing an image, you're specifying the top left X and the top left Y. So we kind of do this. Okay, hold on. Source and destination are very important, specifying the difference between those things. Okay, so it goes image, source X, source Y, source width, source height. Okay. So the source X and Y, width and height we're copying the whole image. Okay, so that's not a mystery. But the destination X and Y, that's what comes next, right? DX and DY, that's the destination X and Y, and the destination width and height. So I believe it's this. I believe it's going to be this. And then destination width and height is size, I believe. Ooh, hold on. It's not actually just size. It's not size because think about it. What we're copying from the base arrow is not just the arrow, it's also the extra frills where the waveform could be. So we're like scaling that down. Um, so it's like this dot size divided by the base arrow size, which is 100. This dot size divided by base arrow, which is 100. Okay. Plus, well, maybe it's not that complicated. I'm getting a little bit confused. It's this, right? It's this, except scaled down. This times this ratio. Okay. I hate having to do this in two places. Okay, I think that's right. Because if we're... So this is like the original... This is basically the size of the base arrow width and height. Oh, coincidentally though, I could just... do this, because we know it's square. Well... Yeah, that's equivalent. Okay. So it's the original size of the arrow, but we're scaling it down by some factor. Okay, and we use this dot size to determine what factor we're scaling it down by. Yeah, so we don't need that nonsense anymore. Okay. And then, who knows if this works? Who knows if this works? Ooh, we do need to do save and restore though. What am I looking for? Not base arrow. Arrow canvas. I think that is right. And I could leave these here just for reference, I guess. Couldn't hurt. Oh, hold on. I want to make sure that I'm drawing the base arrow before I draw the draw from base. Yeah. that would it would have been displaying nothing, and then I would have been really puzzled. Let's check and make sure it's not displaying nothing. Okay. There it's drawing that arrow, and then we add an arrow. That seems like it's basically working. Although I would argue it looks a bit cut off. This side and this side look a bit cut off. That side and that side look a bit cut off. I know that it's still got that bug, but I just wanna test this right now. It's really not struggling at all right now. It's really just not even breaking a sweat currently. Holy crap. And I don't think it will. I don't think it will break a sweat. Let's make the add arrow button do it 10 times. Add 10 arrows. Why would it do that? The auto white space is just kind of messed up sometimes. I really want to fix that bug though. I really want to fix that visual bug. Does not make me happy. Why is there that visual bug? It's clearly getting cut off, and I specifically requested it not be cut off. Okay. Source X, source Y, source width, source height. It must be a problem in the source, I guess. Right? In which case, I'm incorrectly deciding the source canvas's width and height. Okay, not copy canvas, arrow canvas. Base arrow size plus amplitude allowance. I think I need to do 2 of these. Yep, I need to do 2 times amplitude allowance because it's all sides, right? So for width, it's left and right. You have that margin, and it's top and bottom. You have that margin. Yeah, I think that's the problem. I think that'll fix it. Okay, let's try this again. Let's have sound too, why not? Okay, make sure the visual bug is gone. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it is now. Pretty sure. Yeah, almost certain the visual bug is gone. Okay, we're seeing some drop in the frame rate at 1800. It is filling the screen. We're still at 60 FPS. Oh my god. We're still at like 40 FPS, dude, and we're at like 5,000. Alright, we have to refresh and change our approach. 10 arrows is not enough. We clearly need 100 arrows. And I'm so glad this worked. And now we need to move the arrow counter text a bit to the left. Yeah. This looks pretty cool. If you don't have a bajillion arrows on screen, it's actually pretty great. There's 1,000. And 1,000 arrows holds pretty strong. Now the FPS is, yeah, it's like, yeah, the FPS is definitely freaking out a little bit. 1,500 is kind of the limit at full frames. And now we want to keep adding arrows until we're like at a solid, consistent 30 FPS. Kind of hard to read the FPS underneath all of this. Honestly. Okay, I think 69, about 7,000 arrows. And this is just completely incomprehensible mess right now. So I think the result is we get 7,000 arrows. Yeah, it seems about right. Is it 1,000 or was it like... Hold on. Was it 1,000 or was it more? I just like zoomed past it. It looks like it drops a frame, kind of hard to tell. Like 1,500, it's definitely doing some weird stuff. And 1,700, certainly, it's dropping frames. It should just be a multiple, like If you take 144 divided by 30, you get 4.8. So if you take a 7,000 and divide it by 4.8, you get 1458, which is about what we saw. Like 1500 is kind of the limit. So that's why people do blitting. Yeah. We do successfully draw multiple arrows efficiently. I think that's a mission success. So I'm gonna turn off the drawing the base arrow on this context. And I'm gonna try to see what the visual effects do, just out of curiosity. Yeah, hue offset still works. Turn on the fade effect. Yep, that's working perfectly. I love it. Without the fade effect, this is like totally fine, honestly. Or maybe like a slight fade, so like no fade direction, but a little bit fade opacity. Yeah, like this is pretty good. This is pretty good. And now, next, what I want to do is make them float around a bit. Feel a little bit warmer now, thankfully. Excuse me. Gonna drink some water. This is going very well so far. Hold on. Is there a creature living on my ceiling? 1 second. Yeah, there's like some little flying bug thing that decided to take a rest up in like the corner where the wall meets the ceiling. Yes, it's gone now. I've dealt with it. This thing is so awesome. Oh my god, I love it. Let's add more arrows. Ah, it burns. Okay. Right, yeah, okay. Okay. So one thing I want to do is I'd like to correlate the size with the opacity. Um, so that when things are small, they are less opaque, they're more transparent. So it just looks like they're far away. They're far away, plus presumably floating in a medium that doesn't have perfect transparency. You know, like if things are floating in water and the water's perfectly clear, far away things don't actually get blurry or less visible. But if you're floating in, you know, if the water's cloudy, then things that are far away are like harder to see. So it's kind of like that effect is what I'm thinking of. Okay, so actually, we're going to start using some variables here. 1, 2, 3. This is the size parameter. Noimber. Okay, this is the size parameter. And then I'm going to say that my opacity is a function of size. So we're going to do map linear. The lowest size possible is 20. Highest is, well, okay. And then we do size, and then we do the highest, which is 120. And that will, then we're going to map the lowest opacity I want, which I might actually make lower than 0.5. Maybe make it 0.4. And then the highest opacity I want is 1. And it's met. Oh, okay. Silly me. That's fine. Cool. So that should correlate the size and opacity. Let's just try that look. Let's like look at that and see what we think. Yeah, that's basically what I was going for. Definitely. Although I might make the minimum opacity even less, even lower. 0.2. I'm going to set the minimum opacity to 0.2 and see what that does for us. Yeah, see now the smaller ones are like barely visible. And now the biggest one is actually, okay, so let's do this, right? Let's do let min size number equal 20. I think is still a good min size. Max size, let's make it not 120. Let's try like 60. They're just a little bit too big. They take up way too much of the screen, is the thing. And so now we're gonna do a map linear. No. 0 math.random 1. Right, map that random as 0 to 1. Yeah. Min size, max size. Okay. Still same opacity rules and stuff like that. Maybe the max size should be a little bit bigger. Oh, hold on. No, I bet my problem is that... Okay, yeah. So, min size, max size. I bet I'll change my tune when they're all more opaque. There we go. That's pretty good. Although maybe I want the max size to be a little bit bigger. So let's try 80. Yeah, I like that. That's pretty good. Love it. Love it, I love it, I love it. I want to float these arrows around. And so I'm gonna give them a random velocity and also a random angular velocity. Angular velocity is going to be very slight, I think. Yeah. Let's try that out. Oh. I didn't colon number these. Not like it matters. Honestly, I'm not likely to forget that they are numbers, nor does the type system really have to care. Okay, an angular velocity could be negative or positive. And now their positions are a right. It's their positions and their angular their rotations are a function of time. So we need something like a start time. Yeah. We need a start time because when we draw, we're going to like pass in a delta time or something like that. Okay, so we need an initial position, size, an initial size, rotation, opacity. Do we want to change the size over time? I'm gonna say no. I'm gonna say no. We're gonna need a velocity. I don't. For now, I'm not gonna change the velocity over time. Love spam calls. Spam calls are the best. Okay. I will need to do some culling of them at some point, that's for sure. How am I gonna do that? Don't worry about it right now. Okay. So when it is drawn again, first thing we gotta do is update the center X, Y, and rotation. So we're gonna say this dot oh shoot, we kind of want to save boy. We need separate variables for the initial stuff. Because I want to be like, let center X equal this dot initial center X plus delta time times this dot velocity X. That's basically, that's how motion works. That's physics. All right. This is just physics. And so velocity is pixels per second, we'll say. You multiply pixels per second times number of seconds and you get pixels. So this is in units of pixels, and you add that together to this, which is also in units of pixels. We could separate this update thing from the drawing thing. But yeah, sometimes you can separate simulating the world from drawing the world, right? But we're drawing all of these anyways. It's not... That's fine. It's fine. Don't overthink it. And then this dot rotation, similarly, is going to be equal to so this dot rotation plus delta times seconds times this dot angular velocity. Let's do this, and then we'll say let delta times seconds equal current time seconds, which is going to be greater than this dot initial time seconds. So the thing with this is rotation doesn't, it's just cycling between 0 and 2 pi radians. So it kind of doesn't matter if it's going to be bigger. So what I could do is like try to modulo this. If it goes over 2 pi radians, then reduce it back down to 0. So that like you can interpret the rotation easier, but I don't really care. The canvas drawing operation just totally handles any rotation fine. I don't think it matters, and we're certainly not going to overflow, so no big deal. And we can have negative angles as well. This dot rotation, we need initial okay, we have that. Okay. So gotta rename these variables because now they don't mean what they used to mean. Oops, my bad. I was wondering why that variable was unused. Draw counter, it's fine if that's unused. In fact, we're never going to do this stuff again, I don't think. That seems good. So now I gotta come back and improve my randomizer. Because we need more parameters. So right now, sort of, I guess initially we could start with the arrows just like all starting on screen. But we want What do we want? We don't want to. We generally, except on initial startup, we don't want the user to see the notes pop into existence as they're watching it. Okay, so center X, center Y, size, opacity, center X, center Y, size, rotation, opacity. Yeah, now we do velocity X, velocity Y, angular velocity. So 3 velocities and then initial time. Okay. So how do we get the initial time? Which it's basically like the time in game when you're adding the arrows. That's what I need to get. Can I make a function out of you? The text okay. The text highlighting was totally broken for a second, and then it just took a minute to figure out what was going on. Don't know why it's being so slow. It's weird, right? This is a tiny project. How is it struggling? Okay, so that makes it happy. And how fast do we want our things to be moving? Pretty slow. Like maybe 20 pixels a second. But we need to randomize it, right? Okay, so like... Okay, hold on. Yeah, we need 3 velocities, right? Yeah. Let direction equal map linear, no, not math.pi times 2. So we're going to pick a random direction, and then we're going to turn that into an x and y vector. Should randomize the magnitude as well. We want to do a low-high thing again. So let's do map linear with the random. Let's do a low velocity of 5, a high velocity of 20. And then the angular Let's do this similar setup again. Okay. Angular, so what's the minimum angular velocity? What is this in units of? I think this is radians per second. So like 6 would be approximately 1 full rotation per second, which is pretty darn fast. So like 0.6 is the max, and maybe like 0.1, something like that. Okay, that seems good. Oh, the base arrow. Oh, base arrow, I forgot about you. Well, base arrow doesn't need like any of this, right? Okay, let's review again. Initial X, initial Y, size. Let's see. Yeah, size, initial rotation, angular velocity. No. Opacity, yeah. All the other stuff can be 0. And when we draw the base arrow, we can provide it times 0. Okay. However, draw from base. Okay. Oh. Okay. I kind of don't even need the like that's fine. So I will be doing updating in 2 different contexts. So let's just do it this way. Update. Current time seconds. Yeah? Does that seem sensible? So this just decides, hey, you're drawing stuff. Better update all your like position and stuff based on how much time has passed. And now all this other stuff is dependent on the things that just got updated. Yeah, perfect. Okay, yes. Good. Oh, it's mad at me. Why are you mad? Oh. We don't need that anymore. Okay. So that's pretty good. That's pretty good. We've already called current time in seconds, so we just pass that along. And I do believe we're good to go. This should make stuff float around. And let's add music as well. Didn't break. Didn't break. Yeah, look at that. This is so peaceful. Until all the arrows just like disappear off the screen. In which case it'll be pretty lame. and all the arrows will gradually float apart. And they float apart because they're all moving in some direction. Eventually it'll take them off screen. I'm wondering, are they all rotating at different speeds or not? You know? They're definitely moving random directions. Also, are they rotating around things? Yeah, well, yeah, I think their rotation might be screwed up a little bit. Okay, that's fine. I can investigate that. The rotation is screwed up a little bit. Because as the rotation changes, it's not good. Okay. Yeah, so I can, I think I'm basically just gonna call it a day for now. Um, there's definitely some more work to be done. I don't know if we have enough work to like fill a whole another stream, but could be pretty close. Could be pretty close to it. But yeah, definitely I want to fix the rotation bug. Because they're not rotating about their centers right now. They're rotating about, I don't know, some other point, and so it causes them to like sort of wave around, like spiral, which is not the effect I'm going for. Yeah. I think that's right. I think that's what's going on. But man, like, this is great. This is fantastic. We've made so much good progress today. Watching it, I was starting to think like when all of their colors are coordinated together, the color change and like the brightness change is a bit much, if I'm honest. So what I might do, and this only applies, I don't think that the color change is bad for just the music visualizer, but for this thing, this background thing that I'm doing, I think what I might do is just like lock the hue to a specific, like one hue, or I could lock it to like a more narrow range of hues, which I think is perfectly reasonable because when you're talking about like the background of a rhythm game, you want it all to like have a certain feel, So like I don't want the color of the arrows to clash with, the color of the UI, or any other coloring scheme I decide to go for. So yeah, I'm not too bothered by that, but it is just a little bit jarring currently. But yeah, this is great, and the performance is like pretty good. I don't think we'll ever need more than 100 arrows on screen at a time anyways, and the fact that we can get 1500 on there is just fantastic. I love that. That's great. um, yeah, culling the arrows is actually probably one of the earlier things I want to do, right? So we are successfully floating multiple arrows around, right? So that's cool. I'm gonna do this first, I think. I'm gonna cull the arrows first, and then start spawning them continuously. Yeah, I think that's what I'm gonna do for my next stream, which might not take the whole stream. I gotta like maybe think of some more things to do. Yeah. All right, calling it there. Thank you so much for watching. My next stream, I think, will be Sunday. I'm skipping tomorrow. Hope to see you then, and farewell.